All right, family, Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sara. Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. We in the house tonight. About to put in some serious work. We going where no man is gone before. We going in the areas that, only a few, if even that, would dare even go and trample in these areas. That's right. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sara Seti DVDs. That's right. Let me get on here and get it right. That's right. Let's get it right. We ain't gonna get it wrong. We got to get it right. The DVDs, classic and Jurassic DVD lectures. Of course, we got the t-shirts and hoodies for the kings and the queens out there. Fly wear. You see what I'm saying? We got African and Kemetic jewelry for the family. We got the earrings. We got the necklaces. We got the finger rings. We got the cuffs for the men, the warrior cuffs for the kings out there. We got West Africa. We got East Africa. We got the whole continental representing. You feel me? We got the holistic herbal tonics and remedies. You out there trying to defend yourself against these viral attacks. You feel me? We got what you need: immunity booster, the holy black seed oil, living better. We got some the men's tonic. You understand? You need a boost, family. We got you. Get your whole system together. That's right. We got home decor for you, accessories for every room in the house: living room, dining room, bathroom, kitchen. We got you. kingseti.com. And as a matter of fact, right now, we got 15% off. We got 15% off at this time. You feel me? Let me go drop that in there for your family, because I know y'all want it. 15% off at this time. Going over there, get you something you like, and get a discount at the same time. Class is now in session. That's right. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, over 900 of video presentations, African history, heritage, and politics, advanced African academics, too raw for YouTube. Let me show you what I'm dropping right now. Occult origins of the COVID plague, too. You understand what I'm saying? Blood wars. We got to get into it now. Seti University, GeneralSeti.com, only platform that you can see this on. Homicidal science, depopulation, death code exposed. We got to get on them now. We got to get on them. We can't talk it. We got to walk it. Mass planetary infections, animal, human hybrids, the Great Reset. Got to get on them. Seti University, GeneralSeti.com, and of course, the classic of classics, the making of the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. You feel me? The catalog library, yeah, unmatched, must have it. You see, and of course, we keep the general keeps it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never calm. Just drop this one. Gatekeepers of the occult world. You understand? We getting a slight preview tonight. Or that magnum magnus opus. You understand what I'm saying? Presentation on Patreon, exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube. You feel me? And so make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels. That's right. Make sure you subscribe to all of them. Sara Seti, King Seti, General Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just keep it respectful, because I will ban your ass. You'll be up out of here quick. Don't want to do it. But you're going to make me if you act up. All right. Tonight, and you know what? A lot of people say, oh, man, why you doing that, Seti? Why you putting them two African gods against one another? It's more or less a side-by-side preview. You understand what I'm saying? It'd be a side, but it'd be a hell of a battle now. It'd be a hell of a battle. You understand what I'm saying? And and I tell you, you know, a lot of family gonna be like, oh man, you're prejudiced for one side over the other. You see what I'm saying? Nah. Let me see where's that. Let's get in here. Let's get in here and go to work. Because we're looking at two powerful. We're looking at two powerful shamans. You see, you dealing with two powerful shamans. You know what I'm saying? Two of the greatest of all times. You see, two of the greatest of all time. Baron Samedi versus Lord Anubis. Now, let's start off with the Baron. Let's start off with the Baron. Now, you know, Baron Samedi is looked at as the father of the dead. You see, he's looked at as the. Now, when you cross over, Baron Samedi is right when he's right there at the crossroads, waiting to guide you on into the netherworld. You understand what I'm saying? But before you can even get there, hear me out now. Baron Samedi got to dig your grave. You see, he got to dig your grave. And, you know, that's very significant. You know, that because if he don't dig your grave now, then that's symbolic that, you know, you can't cross over. So you stay in the present world. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's very powerful that, you know, Baron Samedi got that kind of power. He got that kind of power. I don't know if Anubis got that kind of power. You see, I don't know if he got that kind of power. If Baron, so, you know, Baron Samedi can decide who lives and who dies. Because it's up to him. He digs the grave. And so a lot of people, you feel me, you know, if they loved one is maybe on the deathbed or sick, real ill, you know, they invoke Baron Samedi. Now, a lot of people got to tell you can't, don't play now. Don't you dare call on this, you know, this Lord of the dead, you know, this spirit. You understand? You know, voodoo. Unless you know what you're doing, and if that's what you really want to do, you see what I'm saying? Because he ain't nothing to toy with. You see, nothing to toy with at all. You see, but you know, by invoking him and praying on the behalf and you know of your loved one, you know, he might you know shed some favor on your loved one. You see, he might shed some, you know, he might have favor on your loved one. And so, you know, but, you know, Barry, that's very powerful that he has the power of life and death in his hands. You see, he can decide who come and who stay. And, you know, and that's almost all powerful. That don't say he's able to create life. But once you get here, you know what I'm saying? He has a very important role in deciding who passes over into the netherworld. And so right there, you know, and so you see, and I see Baron. I see him. He most definitely is, you know, got the power of the dragon. He most definitely got, when you see that snake, you already know what that is. That's the power of the dragon. You see, no doubt about it. You know, he got a top hat on. He's usually, you know, got the skull face. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, usually if he's in the cemetery, usually the oldest male in the cemetery is, you know, that's the hangout for Baron Samedi. So if you had to invoke him in the cemetery, then you would invoke him at the oldest male in that cemetery, his tomb would be, you understand what I'm saying, Baron Samdi's hangout. You see, that would be where you invoke. You see, and as I said, Baron Samdi meet you meet the soul at the crossroads to guide them to the underworld. And so another thing is, Baron Samdi supposedly has the power, when to make sure that the body rot when it go into the ground, so that the body don't rise up out the grave as a zombie. You see, and so that's one of his duties. You know what I'm saying? And to make sure that nobody get to raising up out the grave and walking around. Now, when you look at the attributes between a lot of these gatekeepers, especially when you talking about crossing over into the netherworld, you understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of similarities. Now, of course, Anubis is the embalmer. He's the one that goes through the ritual rites. And of course they have the priest of Anubis. You see, and so it's very important that the priests of Anubis perform their ceremonies. You know what I'm saying? He in putting, because the body is to be used. You see, the body is to be used. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it was such a one of the most important ceremonies. To go through the ritual, the rituals of embalming. You see, and it take many days. I think it take almost 70 some days. Now that's for the royalty. Now you got to have that. You got to have that paper. Now you ain't just, even in the ancient world. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get nobody to work on you for 72 days unless you royal. You got to have some gold nuggets to drop down and get that 72-day work. You understand what I'm saying? You might get a couple hour work. You understand, 2-3 hours, and and you good. They'll put that natron. And you understand, you'll be tight, you'll shrivel up. You understand what I'm saying? It don't really make no difference, because that sand get a hold of your ass. You'll be there for 2,000, 3, 4, 5,000. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna go nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna be like jerky. Your ass gonna dry up. That natron gonna pull all the moisture out your body, and you gonna dry up, and you're gonna be there for damn near 10,000 years. You see what I'm saying? And so it's just almost like the opening of the mouth ceremony. You see, where they perform the opening of the mouth ceremony so that you can speak in the afterlife. You see, so that you could speak in the afterlife. That ceremony had to be, it had to be performed. Usually it was, you also see Anubis performing that ceremony, but many times you see the up and coming Pharaoh performing the ceremony also, to open up your mouth so that you can speak in the afterlife. You see, and so Anubis is the gatekeeper. He is the gatekeeper to the halls of Ma'at. You see, he the one that lets you in. So you can't even come in unless Anubis open up. He opened up the gate for you. You see, and so you see him right there, and just like Anubis, at the crossroad, Anubis guides the soul into the afterlife. You see, he guides the soul, and so you see here again, you see Anubis almost, performing that same rite, And so when I did this, we brought up the fact that we in the month of January, and Janus, but he's not, when we when you break it down, it could be explained that way. When you talk about being the Lord of gates and the Lord of portals and the Lord of doorways, because you have to understand that these are doorways. And when you talk about hallways or corridors, you see it's the hall of Ma'at. And so when you look at it from a two-dimensional, a two-dimensional view, it is, it doesn't give the 3D effect that this is a hallway. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about hallways and you talk about corridors, these are spiritual roads, that take you from one plane to the next, from the land of the living into to the afterlife. And so Anubis being very important because he's attending to the scales of Ma'at and making sure that you get a fair shake, and making sure that you got the feather of Ma'at on one side, and you have the heart of the deceased on the other side. You see, and he's checking the balance. He's making sure that the balance is even, and you getting a fair shake, and so in those respects, you see, both Baron Samdi and Anubis have some very, very similar roles to play. Some very similar roles to play. And so, you see Anubis, being a gatekeeper and, making sure that the soul is open, that the gate is open for the soul to enter into the hall of Ma'at. So you can't even get in unless you invoke Anubis. You have to. Now, a lot of people don't know that Anubis was the god of the dead. Okay, meaning that he was in the position that Osiris obtained. And when you see that, many of these religion in particular, any religion, if there'll be a time where a old god is usurped. You see, and so Anubis was an older god of the dead, and he was usurped by Osiris. And so, they created mythology where Anubis was the son of Osiris. In many instances, they say Anubis was the son of Osiris. And so, that's very interesting. But, so as we understand this, we got to know that you have to invoke Anubis. You have to invoke Baron Samedi if you want favor. You see, if you want favor, you have to invoke him. You see, and not only that, a lot of times you will see, you got Isis and you got Nephthys, and and a lot of time they played the role of the guardian angels. So they would speak on your behalf. You understand what I'm saying? If it was a little light, you're a little heavy on the heart, nigga. You might be a little heavy, just a tad bit, but they don't show no. They are, when you go to the hall of Ma'at, they show it balance. They don't show you getting away with nothing. Nah, you got to come up in there right. You got to come up in there right. Your heart must be light as a feather. And so it ain't like that Christian shit where you can do all the wrong in the world, and then at the last minute, you think you can say, "Oh, Father, forgive me." No, nigga. You come in here with all that poison in your heart, nigga. You ain't getting through the hall of Ma'at. You can see right there, they got Amit. You see the devourer. You see him right there. Half lion, half crocodile, half hippopotamus. You see, ain't no, and a lot of people talk about hell. Ain't no damn hell. What hell? See, they keep trying to fool people about that. They talking about, hell. If your ass ain't right, Amit on your ass. Amit right there, Amit is on your ass right there. You know what I'm saying? And will eat you. You understand what I'm saying? And in ancient Egypt, ain't no reincarnation. Ain't no reincarnation. You don't get a chance to come back. If your ass ain't right, you ain't right there. Amit gonna deal with you. Maybe they'll talk. Maybe the guardian angels can whisper in Osiris' ear, and maybe he'll let you. Maybe he'll figure something out for you if it ain't too heavy. You understand what I'm saying? But as Dr. Ben always taught, they've never shown where someone actually did not make it. And most people they put their scroll together, they gonna show themselves being successful, and so you see if you go all the way down, you go all the way down. I believe this one is the papyrus of Ani. And so you go all the way down and you see Horus, Heru he's taking them through another doorway. You see, each time you see, once you get past once you get past Tahuti, you can see Osiris is facing the other way. Everybody, so you see right there, that's a doorway. You've passed through a doorway right there. You see, and so in Christianity, they say through, Jesus said, in order to get to the Father, you must first come through the Son. You see, and so you see right here, in order for the soul, you understand what I'm saying, to finally be judged by Osiris. If you got there, you've made it. He's gonna put the official blessing on you passing off into a mentor. But if your heart weighed, but the judge can, but he's a benevolent judge. I would not be able to understand if you've done all that you need to do, that he would not allow you to come into a mentor. And so you see right there, you see the key. You see, and so you see Janus and with the keys. You see Janus with the keys, but you don't talk about Osiris. And you don't talk about Anubis, but here particularly Anubis. You see, because he is the gatekeeper. You see, you can't even enter the hall of Ma'at unless you first come through Anubis. And also when you look at Anubis, that he is the guardian of the tombs. You see, and just as Baron Samdi, he made sure that, the body decomposed, you understand, so that body could not be used, and to, or come back to life. We don't want nobody walking around. You understand what I'm saying? We don't want that. But they do, they got that, where they got zombies and shit, and a lot of people say they just ain't dead, they down in the grave, and you didn't put the motherfucker, you didn't put him in under some type of spell and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they come back, because once that heart stop beating, nigga, I don't know, ain't nobody strong enough to get it back, especially if your ass been gone a while. So either you was already alive, and and a lot of people say they use that that poison that come up out the puffer fish, and where it slows down your heart rate. You know what I'm saying? It slows down your heart rate, and it would give the illusion, that one is dead, and so, but the whole spiritual concept of Baron Samdi is real powerful. When I was young, I was attracted to Baron Samdi. I'm like, wow, this what they call them, lowers. You got the power of that kind of power, and in many instances it seemed righteous. It don't, even though he's considered to be a very sarcastic individual. You see, he's looked at as very sarcastic. You see, and he reminds me a lot of, like, the Joker. He's also, got that element of the Joker because he's very sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? I remember Papa Shango. Back when I was young, and he used to come out there, and the goddamn lights go out. Motherfuckers was like, they actually was looking scared as hell. You watch them goddamn wrestling when Papa Shango come out there. You understand? You could tell the power of our ancestral, African arts. Because it really put fear in their ass and shit. And that's real because they know that it's real. You see what I'm saying? They know that it's real, and and they know our people ain't playing. When they get into their spiritual science, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and they get they get in the spirit, and and them drums get to beating, and yeah. They get into their ritualism. They know our peoples ain't playing. It don't matter which one of them it is. You know what I'm saying? Any of the African sacred sciences, our people ain't playing, and so they know we bout it. We for real with our with our ceremonies and our rituals, and so and another thing that Baron Samedi, he like that rum. He like that rum and shit. So when you looking for a favor, he likes cigars too. You come in and you invoke Baron Samedi, you gotta drop down, you gotta bring one of them fifths. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come on them with one of them fifths. You looking for that home run blessing. You got to come with, you know what I'm saying? You gotta come with that fifth, and drop it on down there. You know what I'm saying? He liked them cigars too. You know what I'm saying? You got to come with one of them good ones. You can't come with, you trying to get that home run blessing. You can't come up there with one of them cheap ass Phillies. You got to go up there with one of them, with them Cubans, you know what I'm saying? And drop it down, you know what I'm saying? But, a lot of the ritualisms are the same and very similar. Like as I was noticing, in the voodoo that they do feed, they feed the spirits. You know what I'm saying? But they did that also in ancient Egypt. They also fed the spirit. When you was in tomb, they had what they call the what is this called? It's a small tomb. I believe I had the word on the tip of my tongue. But outside the pyramids, like they would have a small tomb, and there'd be a likeness of you inside of there. You understand what I'm saying? And that the family and the worshipers would come and they would leave food there for the spirit. Because it was a part of you that went on into the afterlife, and it was a part of you that stayed there with the tomb. And so that part of your spirit that stayed there with the tomb, the followers, the venerators, the family would come back and leave food there at the tomb. And many times you will see them draw depictions of ceremonial food on the wall for the cars. You see what I'm saying? That they could eat, and you know what I'm saying? And so very similar, in many respects, the universal practices of our people. You see? And so, I didn't bring, tonight just to bring, any type of, particular confrontation between the two, because in many respects it's the same spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same respect. It's the same spirit in many respects. And so, what it's saying is, though, you got to know who you and you got to invoke your ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? To make sure that they help guide you, because when you need guides, you know what I'm saying? You need guides to help, you know what I'm saying, to transverse from this world into the next world. You see? And so our people were the first peoples ever that had the concept of salvation, that there was an afterlife. You got to understand that's very powerful in itself. That the ancient Egyptians were the first documented, because, obviously we can go further than that. You understand what I'm saying? Because when they started digging the graves and, putting, certain trinkets and medallions and talismans and, all down there in the scrolls, at that time, they had an afterlife. But when we talking about on a scale of institution where they believed that there was an afterlife, ancient Egypt is the first documented civilization in the world that had a system of religion, spirituality, and a concept of salvation, that you would go on and there was something waiting on you. You see? That's right, lower. Okay? That's right. That's right. Lower. That's exactly right. And so, that there was an afterlife. And so, so we had guardians that helped us get there. Many times if you look at the sarcophages, there you had the four goddesses on each side of the maid, and they were guardian angels that guarded and made sure that the spirit would get to the afterlife. And they will also speak on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? He slipped up right here, but he's good. He's done, much to offset that, that particular wrong. He did much to offset it. They'll speak on your behalf, and so that's what, our people always had that. You see, and so you have to invoke those, those gods and goddesses, So when it come your time to pass over, they're looking and grab you by your wrist. You see how the those guardian deities, they grab you and they walk you on through. They walk you through. You see what I'm saying? Let me help you. You understand? And that's why you must invoke. You must, give praise to the ancestors and to the ancestral deities. And so, family, I just wanted to come in tonight and spread some spiritual science. We're gonna move on. We're gonna deal with the Seraphim in the next video. We're gonna deal with the Seraphim, the African archangels, of the fiery serpents that they talking about in all the Gnostic teachings, and where they talk about the Seraphim. A lot of people don't know about the Seraphim. You know what I'm saying? That's something above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? What, people, they know about a couple of angels, and a lot of people ain't even into none of that. But inside of there is some of our ancient science that they have taken, that they have plagiarized, and it speaks of our people. It speaks of the divinity of our people, and we have to be able to go in and open up them chambers and relay this information to our babies, to our family, and let them know and show them that this is us. That they that they're talking about the divinity of African people, and that these concepts come right out of the Nile Valley. When you talk about the Seraphim, which we're gonna be dealing with next, that come right out the Nile. You see, all that that's Serapis. Not to say Serapis, but the root of Serapis is asp, which is the serpent, and you can see that he has stolen many attributes from Osiris. You see what I'm saying? So when you get Seraphim, you get Seraph, and you get Serapis, all of that is rooted in the serpent. You see what I'm saying? The divine serpent, not what they talking about in the Bible. We talking about the divine serpent of immortality. You understand? Of divine transformation. You understand? When we talking about moving from, when the serpent sheds its skin, you know what I'm saying? And this is an aspect of resurrection or being reborn. And so showing that the African spirit, if you connect it to the if you know your black divinity and you connect it to the cosmos, and you see what I'm saying, and you're mastering, you see your divinity, You see, your soul will live forever. You'll live forever. You're immortal. And so as we move from this plane, it's like shedding the skin that we're just moving to the next plane. And we go and we continue on and on. This isn't a never-ending story for our people. And see, but that's why they disconnect you from your divinity and got you trapped in a religion, got you trapped in a prison, a spiritual prison that you cannot get out of. It's just like the Ghostbusters when they hit your ass with that beam and then they slide that box up under your ass and trap you in it and pull your ass right on down in the box. You understand? And then off to the next one. And so that's what that Bible is. You know, when they grab you, you know what I'm saying? They grab your ass with some of them teachings and shit and hold you in place and your ass, and then they open up that Bible and that was and just slide that motherfucker up under your soul, nigga. And then you know what I'm saying? And then and your ass is down in the book, trapped in the book. Another nigga trapped in the book. You see what I'm saying? You know, and that's what's happening. Instead of us looking out into the universe and looking deep within ourselves, we trapped in books. You see, in the books, you know, act as the lamps that traps the genie, and and you thinking that, you know, but that's actually a militaristic, a spiritual militaristic trick that they use on people and have been using on people for thousands of years to trap them, especially our people, because we're the ones that truly have, the blessing of being the chosen ones. And that's what we are. We, a lot of people want to try to talk us out of it. You understand? All peoples is the same. That's a goddamn lie. That's a lie. We're not all the same, and that's a lie that gets us to move into a lesser position. You know what I'm saying? A far less position that was ordained for us by the cosmos, the creator. And I say that only in respect, not that it's an individual, but the sum total of not a divine consciousness in this universe, whatever, put us in this position. You understand what I'm saying? They chose for us the primordial position of being the first and the closest to the cosmos in respects of our makeup. You see, and and the divine, mechanisms in us that connect us directly to the cosmos, that no other people on this planet has these type of mechanisms. This is true. This is true. That's reality. And and a lot of people say because we say this that we're being racist. Goddamn it, I don't give a fuck what you say we are. If we got to be that to be ourselves, goddamn it, then that's what I am. You understand? You say I'm racist, and the motherfucker, I've been called a lot worse than that. You understand what I'm saying? Been called a lot worse than that. And so, family, I want to thank you, for being here. Make sure you check me out, kingseti.com. Again, we got 15% off, generalseti.com. Just got a collective of over 900. We got a ton more videos going up there, binging on Black Power and Patreon. I'm got some fire tomorrow. And so if you're in the house, if you become a patron, you can get that fire. I guarantee you that I take it up 2-3 steps on Patreon for my family, give you some exclusive hot information that you cannot get nowhere else. All right, family, this is the general saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation, Black Power. And, if you're going to call on either one of them spirits, you be careful. Have your motherfucking spirit in the right place and know what you saying and why you saying it. Believe me, Black Power.